Developed by ArticNet, RPGolf Legends isn't just the most unique RPG experience published by KEMCO, it is the best RPG experience published by KEMCO in the last decade at least. That's the video. I'm done. Thank you for watching. Before we get started, I'd like to thank KEMCO again for giving me an early release key to this game. They did not influence my opinion in any way, shape, or form. Everything in this video is my own opinion. I will be very critical in the second half of this video, but just to let it known, I did get this game for free. Then I proceeded to get about 10 other KEMCO games for a video that I do plan on making soon, where I review like 10 of them. So, I mean, they still got money on me. What can I say? In RPGolf Legends, you play as Aaron, a golfing fanatic who dabbles in fishing in a world where some force has sealed off all the golf holes, preventing the public from doing their favorite pastime. One morning, after going to her favorite fishing spot and rescuing Clubby, a golf spirit fairy entity, Aaron discovers that Clubby can release the seal around golf holes, thus beginning the quest to release all 54 holes. The main gameplay loop has the player exploring one of 6 areas, bashing enemies with your club, and completing dozens of quests. Each town has Xenoblade Chronicles level of quests for you to complete, and as you fight the monsters and defeat them, Clubby gains golf energy. Once the bar is filled, you can break a barrier on a hole. The golf gameplay that follows is easily the best part of this game. It's a great mix of simple gameplay and complex strategy that comes to every hole. Clubby also rewards you for gaining par or better on each hole. You can get free golf energy, health and mana refills, and coins just for, gaining birdies or holes in ones. Between holes, the game takes a bunch of cues from the Legend of Zelda series. Fairy Sidekick? Check. Spin Slash? Check. Zelda death noise as you fall down a hole? Check. The gameplay, while going from hole to hole, feels great. All the inputs are very responsive. It's not like you're missing inputs, there's any delay. You end up just thracking any enemy that dares walk in front of you while you go from point A to point B. In towns, you can spend your hard-earned coins from killing enemies, completing quests, and gain the rewards from the roulette to purchase accessories and potions. You can also craft items at the forge. You can also use teleporters to return to different areas. Something funny about crafting, though, is in the second town, you'll find a quest giver that wants a poison fish. There's an item called the gas mask that will prevent poison, which I'll talk about how overpowered poison is later. I recommend getting the quest, finding a poison fish to create your gas mask. You can still turn in the quest afterwards. There's a little bit of oversight by the developers. Maybe it'll get patched in a later date. But something nice you don't have to find 2 poison fish for. Aside from towns and courses, you can also find the driving range where you can refight any enemy you killed. This little battle arena. You can also find a little fishing hut where you can have a fishing contest for even more bonus coins. There's a lot of this stuff sprinkled throughout the world that don't quite tell you, so you have to kind of find them on your own. You may be wondering at this point, doesn't this game get very repetitive? I mean, you have to refill this golf energy bar 54 times to beat the game. My answer is only if you make it repetitive. You do have a couple of options to fill the meter. Either kill enemies and just watch that meter grow, like leveling up in any kind of RPG. Or if you can get really good at the roulette, play some golf holes that you can quickly get birdies or eagles in, and land on the meter refills. I also recommend saving any quests you find in towns that have you slay enemies until you need to fill up the golf meter. I do wish completing some of the quests gave you some kind of free meter fill to help speed the progression through the game. However, it did not feel repetitive to me at all, since I made myself do different things between each hole. Speaking of holes, each area has 9 holes. After completing the 3rd hole in any given area, You have to partake and win a 1v1 golf match against an NPC of that area. After the 6th hole, you're tasked to explore a dungeon and clear a mini-boss. However, the main event of each course is the 9th hole, where you have to fight a boss and play golf at the exact same time. It's very hectic trying to race to the ball after knocking out the boss and hope you have enough time to hit the ball before the boss respawns and you have to refight it all over again. After clearing the boss hole, you get one of the 6 MacGuffins of this game and the ability to play tournaments on the course you just cleared. Clubby also gain new abilities with each gym, but more on that later. It's that time once again to do that YouTube thing where I remind you to like, follow, subscribe, ring that bell if you want to be notified for more reviews or any other like streams or Let's Plays I end up doing. If you have any suggestions for reviews you guys want to see, just let me know somewhere on the comments below, on Twitter. Aside from that, let's just get back into it. After clearing the 18th hole, you're introduced to your first class change. There are 4 classes in this game that you can dress into, each one giving you different abilities on the golf course and in combat. For example, the wizard clothes turn your spin slash into a force blast, knocking enemies away, and on the golf course, water and lava pits are no issue since both you and your golf balls can now be just on top of the wire. You can walk on wire. Tee off from lava. This game in general is just good. I do, however, have some nitpicks. This game isn't a walk in the park. You will die quite a bit very early on, especially by poison. Poison is very powerful. If you get affected by it and you don't have an antidote in your inventory, you're dead. It's as simple as that. You respawn at your last checkpoint with only half of a heart. This wouldn't be a big of an issue if enemies dropped healing of some kind, just like in other games. I ended up staying at my checkpoint near Aaron's house very early, and every time I died, I just ran into it, healed up, and teleported back on whatever objective I was working on. Either have the enemies give health or let us spawn with more health. If I recall anything repetitive in this game, it would be the cycle of dying, sleeping, and teleport. Also, it wasn't something I noticed until I fought my first dungeon boss. We are extremely zoomed in this game. I would love if the view you have during boss fights were either the default view or just an option you can have, like you can zoom in, zoom out, that kind of deal. And probably my biggest nitpick, Clubby's gym abilities are used by expending a full golf energy bar. You'll have to purposely lose progression to use Clubby's abilities. I didn't even check what his abilities were after the first one because the idea of losing progression to do something minor was very unappealing to me. You get the full bar and you're running to the next hole to continue the story. This game uses a lot of timers for various things. If you take a potion, you have 30 seconds before you can use the potion again. If you rent a golf cart, you have 15 minutes to drive around with it before it goes back to town. Give Clubby abilities the same exact timer. Give him either 5, 10, 15 minutes, and if you use an ability, wait the 5 or 10 minutes before you can use the ability again. I do want to make very clear, however you play this game is really up to you. Do you want to play around the low spawn health by drinking potions the second you spawn to give your health back? Or do you want to mess around with Clubby's abilities just to see what they can do? Be my guest! This game gives you all the options to play it, and that's part of the beauty of this game. You can tell that ArticNet put a lot of work into this game over the last 4 years since they released their original RPGolf. I am very happy to say this game receives a score of a birdie from me. What do you mean that doesn't make any sense? You know I don't know anything about sports terms! Well, that's all the time there is for me today on this episode. Again, I'd like to thank KEMCO for allowing me to play this beautiful game early. It comes out January 20th or tomorrow from this upload date. I'd like to thank you guys for making it to the end of this video. I very much appreciate it. Let me know how you think I'm doing. Let me know what videos you guys want to see me do. Wait, let me know what you guys think of RPG Golf Legends. Do you want KEMCO to focus on more games like this than the standard JRPG fare that they're well known for? They've done other games. I'm going to be talking about a visual novel game and a roguelike they made whenever I finally do that other KEMCO video. Hey, who knew doing 10, 30-hour long RPGs was going to take a while to do. Anyway, yeah, no, just let me know. I would love to see KEMCO try Metroidvania. It could work. Who knows? Well, thank you all again, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.